Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm popping on to do a tutorial, and what I'm going to show you how to make is one of these paper flowers. Now, I've been asked quite a lot how I make these flowers, so they're really quick and easy, and I'm going to show you how I do mine. So I'll just show you that. I'm not sure what type of flower it is, but you can make these in all different sizes. I've made them in really small sizes, and you can make them in equally really big sizes. So how do I make mine? The first thing I do is choose what paper I'm going to use. You can use cards up to, I would say, 250 GSM. This is parchment paper, aged parchment paper. You can just about see it there. I'd say this is about 90 to 100 GSM. It's not very thick, but it's absolutely perfectly fine for making these flowers. So the first thing that I do is take the piece of paper that I'm using. This is an A4 piece, it doesn't have to be, it can be whatever size you like, and I'm going to scrunch up my paper. Scrunch it really into a ball, got loads of good creases into it, and then open it back up. I'll pop this here so you can see what we're making. So I've got this here now with all these creases in it. So the next thing that I do is, depending on what colour you want on your flower, for this one I'm going to do it vintage, because it is the parchment paper, which is a sort of creamy colour. So I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and it's a vintage photo. I have the Tattered Rose here. I might put a bit of that in as well, but we'll see how we got on. So what I'm going to do is just put my ink all over my glass mat. If you don't have a glass mat, you could use a piece of acetate or a tile or anything that's slippy, a plate even, anything like that. And then I'm going to put my piece of paper on there, and I'm going to clean off the mat, the ink off my mat with this piece of paper. Press it all down, get it all off there, like so. Just pick up that, and then you'll see that we start to get, can you just about see this effect? It's like a, it catches on all the, there you can see it there, it catches on all the crease marks. So now what I'm going to do is take my Tattered Rose. You don't have to use two colours, but you can if you want. And I'm going to run it right over the top like this. All the way over my paper. Like that. And the reason I didn't do that with the first one is because I like the effect that it gives it if you put it all over the mat. So I'm just doing that again, like so. Turning the paper over and cleaning the ink off the mat with the paper, and it gives it this really fab sort of speckled age effect. And then again I'm going to take my Tattered Rose and go over the top. Now if you're using patterned paper, you don't have to do this. You still can, you can still go ahead and put on what colours you like. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is make the flower. So how I do it is take a pair of scissors and I just cut. Now I call it cutting waves, okay? I'll try and show you this. Go in, cut round, as if you're going to cut a circle. But just cut a bit of a circle and then move on to the next bit. So round, stop, out and round and 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 stop, so that you have a shape roughly like a flower, like that. And then we're going to do one that is slightly smaller, so just again all the way around and stop, and just cut out a rough sort of flower shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, because like I said before, nature's not perfect. So that one's slightly smaller, then slightly smaller again. Now you can do this as many layers as you like, depending on how big you want your flower. So I'm just going like so. So that's me got 4, and then I'll go even smaller again, just round like that, and I think I'll do one smaller one, and I like this piece right in the middle because it's got all the ink on it. So it's like a sort of wobbly circle that we're going round. It's like a sort of wobbly circle. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces here. Now what I use is one of these mats. This is a rubber mat. You can use a mouse mat, or even use put a piece of fabric down with a piece of card over the top. This is a tonic one, and it came with these tonic ball tools. I'm going to use the biggest one, the largest one. I think this is a 10mm. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I've got the old Glitter Girl one, if anybody can remember the Glitter Girls that I used to use. You can use really whatever size you want. If you don't have one of these, you could use the end of what could you use? The end of a pencil, I would say. The end of a pen that's got the lid on. You could even use this, the end of the pen. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use the mat. So what I do, this is my wonky circle, and I'm going to cut in where I think my petals are going to be. So you can roughly see, and you're not going all the way into this circle, you're just going maybe, if I can show you here, you know, that's the centre here, so I'm not going all the way in, I'm just going a bit in, maybe half an inch or so. And then I'm going to place that on my mat and just run my ball tool all the way around, and all we're doing now is breaking the fibres. Now I have had it before that one of my petals has fallen off. It doesn't really matter. Like I say, in nature nothing is perfect, so it honestly doesn't matter. So I'm just doing that, running it round to break down the fibres. And then what I do is I take a pair of tweezers. Now I've got all sorts of tweezers here. If I can show you these. Here, all different heads. It doesn't matter really which ones you use, it's whichever ones you prefer. I'm going to use these spiky ones. And all you have to do, now see we've got it here, so we've got our individual petals. Take your tweezers, okay, grab it onto your petal. So this is the front of your flower, and take your tweezers, grab onto the petal and turn it towards you. So roll it towards you all the way in, okay, like so, and then let it go. And go down all the way around and do that around every flower, every petal, sorry, grabbing it and rolling it towards the centre of your flower, like that. So I'm just grabbing it and rolling it in towards the centre of the flower, letting it go, grabbing it, rolling it in, letting it go, and then grabbing it and rolling it in and letting it go. So now we have, it looks a wee bit like a windmill. So we've just put it down, and again we're just going to crease, go in with the big ball tool or whatever you've got and just go around like so. So this is what we have. Doesn't look much like a flower, but it will when we're finished. So now we're going to take our next one and we're going to do the same. We're just going to go in and break down the fibres in the centre, like so. This just helps the flower form its shape, okay? And then again, we're going to make our slits in our flower, wherever we want our petals to be. Okay, so there's no exact way to do this. There we are. Now, for this one, what I'm going to do is make the petals slightly different. I'm going to take one of my petals, okay, one here. I'm going to take it with my tweezers, grab it in the centre and then turn it like so. Can you see what I've done there? Take one of my petals, put it on my tweezers and turn. Just rotate it round. So put it on, rotate it round. So you're just really shaping the paper like so, and like so. Okay, and then just give it another wee rub here. Pop that on top of this one. Now still it's not looking much like a flower, but it will. Again, take the next size down. Now you can do these 2 at a time, depending on what size your mat is. You can maybe do more. Just keep going all the way round like that. Now this one that I made, I didn't do the different petals, I just done them all the same where I rolled it in on itself. You can do them all the same where you twist them, and that's what I've done with this vellum one. So it's a bit flatter when you twist it. Okay, but this one we're doing it like this. So I'm going to cut my petals in. So nice and easy. And then this one, grab one, roll it all the way in. Same with the next one. So this is a really easy flower to make. And they actually turn out really fab. And like I say, you can do them any size that you like, even as small as you like. Okay, so these obviously are your open flowers, they're not your closed flowers. I do make closed flowers, and I will do a tutorial on my closed flowers as well. But this is obviously my open flower. And then again, snip my petals in. And this time I'm just going to grab it and turn. So this flower's a bit different, but it doesn't have to be, it can be anything you want, really. Your flower can look any way you want it to. You're the designer, you're sort of Mother Nature in this. And then the last 2, same thing again, breaking these down, like so, and like so. I really like this one, the ink's turned out fab on that one. And then just give little snips on these ones. And roll it up into the centre. Okay. And they're really fun. I sometimes just sit and make them at night time, or if I've not got a particular project that I'm working on, I will sit and just make flowers, all different colours, all different sizes, and different shapes. So in this one, I'm just grabbing it, twist away from myself, grabbing the petal and twisting away, grabbing the petal, twisting away, and just doing that all the way around like so. Now to put the flower together, take your largest piece and your second largest piece, and I think I'm going to have it this way. So I just put some glue in the centre, and I always use wet glue because they're going to be, you know, you want them to stick and last. You can use hot glue if you want. There's nothing to stop you doing that, but I like to use wet glue. Okay, we're just popping this down. This is actually a really cool grungy flower, this one. Turned out cool. Pop our flower in there. Give it a wee hold, and then the next size down. And just open that up, pop it in. Well, I really like how this one's turned out actually. As I'm saying, you can have so much fun with these. And then my smallest one, and I'm going to pop that in there, like so. And And then I've picked out these petals, but you can obviously put anything you like in the centre. And I use hot glue for this. Put a piece of hot glue on there and just pop that like so. So let me see, what can I put this on? If you can see this one now, we've got this really cool grungy flower. You can see this one, see it next to this one. Now this one, like I said, was a technique where you just take your tweezers and roll it in towards you. And this one has got both the techniques on it. So I think they are so cool for on the front of albums. And this is the technique where you twist it. So this is the one where you roll it. This is the one where you twist it. And this is the one where you do both. So I think they are so cool. Whoops. Like that. Now, to make the leaves, if you want to put leaves on your flowers, I'm actually going to use this craft card to make my leaves, because this is a really grungy flower. Obviously this isn't like a lifelike flower. You know, it's the colours and things are going to be more browns and stuff. All I do is take a piece of card and cut out the shape of a leaf, just freehand. Doesn't have to be perfect, it can be any shape and size you want, as long as it's a rough leaf shape. And in this case I'm doing 3. Again, depending on what flower you're doing, you can, or what size you're doing, sorry, you can do it however you want. And then what I'm going to do again is just take some ink onto my mat, rub my leaves in them, like so. Just turn it over and take up any excess that's still there. Sorry if you can hear that rattling, I've got a glass on my desk that's rattling. And you can see it picks up the ink and gives it these fantastic shapes. And then all I do is take it in between my finger and my thumb and give it a squeeze to give it a kind of leaf shape, like so. Do that with the 3 of them. Then I take my hot glue, go to the back, put a dollop of hot glue, put my first one on, like that, and just decide where you want them, sticking out about. Pop them into the glue, and then I'll have one over here. Pop it into my hot glue, and there we go. I'll put this on a piece of cream card so you can see. And that is this flower with its leaves. I don't know if you can see that very good. There's the 2 leaves. This one's just about popping out. And that is how I make my flowers. So if you have any questions at all about how to make these, just leave it in the comment box and I will get back to you. I don't know how easy I explained them here. It was quite hard to show you how I was doing it. But yeah, hopefully you like these. And I will be doing another tutorial to show you how I do my closed flowers. But these are how I do my open ones. I always use the same 2 techniques, rolling in or twisting away. And I just make it to different sizes. So yeah, I hope you like this, guys. If you do, please give me a wee thumbs up. Any questions at all, leave it in the comments box and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and hit the bell for my notifications. And let me know what kind of tutorials you would like to see from me, and I will get on them straight away. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.